I'm Omega's most famous ex-employee, and this is how I would save the brand. First of all, we're going to have a massive call. We've got 749 different watches, probably only about 3 of those I'd actually want to wear. 203 DeVille watches, nobody wants to even buy one of them. 749 watches is just far too many across one brand. This is why the brand is upside down financially. I would get rid of almost the entire Constellation line. They're dated, it's tat. No one's going to buy one just because Nicole Kidman wears one. Yeah, they just don't do it for anybody. I would keep 1 or 2 of the Globemaster. Other than that, like, this is just hundreds of these things. This is why they hold billions in stock. You can't run a company like that. This is the Globemaster. This is the one watch I'd keep maybe in a couple of different colors. Again, the entire DeVille line I would get rid of, except for possibly 1 or 2 ladies' watches. There's hundreds of these. It's not required. There's too much variety for people to even pick from. I would keep, something like this, a little diamond and steel quartz number. Even they're ridiculously priced, but and I wouldn't call them DeVille anymore. I'd just call them Tresor, which they're double branded as anyway. Even the tried and tested Seamaster line is in trouble. Over 253 different watches, most of them rubbish. There's that new confusing Seamaster, Railmaster. Yeah, get rid of probably 95% of this. Focus on the Seamaster divers. Get rid of every single Aquaterra watch. They're dated like the Constellation. I'd get rid of every single two-tone sports watch. If people want a two-tone sports watch, they'll have to go to Rolex, have maybe 3 or 4 different dial colors of Seamaster professional divers. That's it. Get rid of all this kind of shit as well. Nobody's buying it. They really do just have absolutely hundreds of variations of the Aquaterra. It doesn't actually give people choice. They just don't buy any of them. All just tiny, slight dial variations. It's basically some kind of department store brand at this stage. It's gone too far. I would get rid of pretty much every precious metal watch across the brand, with very few exceptions. Nobody's buying a precious metal Omega. People buy precious metal Rolex, not Omega. Anytime I'd get a precious metal Omega in to work on when I was still at Swatch Group, everyone would be asking themselves who's actually buying these watches, because you don't see them on the street, and it's just a very confusing purchase for anyone with half a brain. This is actually one precious metal or partial precious metal sports watch that I would allow them to keep, but only because it's tantalum and rose gold. So if people want a two-tone sports watch, they're going to have to get weird. Oh, my darling Speedmaster, what have they done to my beautiful boy? I would bin pretty much. They've got 105 Speedmasters, bin most of them. No more automatic Speedies anymore. Everything is based on the Lemania manual wind chronograph with the coaxial movement now. Rid of all the other junk. I would allow them to keep the standard Speedmaster Professional. I would increase the price by 50%. This is something that should be protected by the bloody United Nations, not fucked up more and more each year. I would allow them to have 1 vintage reissue each year and 1 special limited edition each year, and have the standard and say this and then the white dial one. I have no issue with them at all when they're doing absolutely gorgeous things like this. I do have issues when they're doing disgusting things like this. No tat, no precious metal, no bling. This is supposed to be a professional watch, so it's coming in steel only. Just get rid of all this garbage. Also, the 50% price increase might seem a bit excessive, but we're going to bring back the Omega Speedmaster being entirely built in Switzerland. Omega have lost a lot of trust, partially due to me talking about how lots of their watches are made in China. So we're going to have total transparency for the brand, talk about where certain watches and parts are made, but Speedmaster has to be protected, and we're going to charge more for it. It's a elite all-time watch, and people are going to have to pay that little bit extra for it, but they're going to get a totally 100% Swiss-made watch for that money. As for the James Bond deal, I'm not a huge fan of it personally, but they can definitely keep it. It brings in huge revenue for the brand, but they need to tighten up a bit. They can't just do any old tack. They can have one new watch per year, but it can't just be any old random shit that they think up just to make some money off the brand collaboration. As I said previously, I would usher in a new era of authenticity and transparency at the brand, talk about what's made where, have people pay a premium for the entirely Swiss-made stuff, put some effort into that. Last up, and this one's probably or definitely very controversial, but the brand on social media, it comes across to me as a little bit gay sometimes. And listen, I'm an honorary gay, like I have very many gay friends. That sounds like someone that definitely doesn't have gay friends. But yeah, just it doesn't come across as a very manly brand. And it's a bit confusing on social media when you're trying to sell watches to people who, in their mind, pretend they're James Bond. And then all the people on red carpets that are wearing the watches come across as, yeah, more metrosexual than me, and I wear girls' skinny jeans pretty much 24/7. So I would try and cater all the social media to the people that actually buy your watch, not who you think you want to buy your watch or who might in the future buy your watch. Also, keep in mind these are drastic moves that I think would actually help the brand survive long term. As I said earlier, they have multiple billions of dollars in stock that they can't sell. They're kind of existing on borrowed time. Shareholders are trying to oust the family from the board of directors. Like, there's trouble at mill when it comes to Omega, so keep that in mind. Let me know in the comments.